Yo, what is up, everybody? It's your boy Ape. Yeah, I hope you smash that like and subscribe button. I hope you're coming back from the short video I just threw up, and hopefully that's why you're here. If that's not how you actually got to this video, so what this video is about, right? This video is about how to fight Uber Duriel over and over and over again without actually needing to farm for the materials, right? To just be able to sit here, bash him infinitely over and over for free. Don't need to pay money, anything crazy, and no cheats, no exploits, no crazy stuff like that, right? So how do you just fight Duriel over and over again so you guys can actually find these uber unique items, right? So it's actually quite simple, right? So the method that is it's an old school site, right? It's an old school Diablo site that is for trading, kind of like Discord or something like that, where basically a long story short is you're going to go on to d2jsp.org and you're going to open a Duriel run for 3 other people. They're going to pay you, and you're going to then take that payment of gold, and then you're going to buy more mats, and yeah, just repeat the process. Now, this video is, I'm basically going to be going into depth about what the hell I just said. So, without any further ado, let's kind of get into this, right? So, I've actually prepared a little something for you. I hope I don't blotch this because I doubt I'm going to be editing this video, right? So, boom. You should see that on screen now, and I hope that you're able to see that pretty well, right? Okay, so, um, I, I believe that's actually pretty seeable, and I'm going to go over it with you. And I think that quality looks decent there. So first of all, what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to go to d2jsp.org. Okay, now I have some bad news for you. Okay, this is probably the worst part about this method and what I would hate about it. Unfortunately, when you make a new account on d2jsp, you can't really use that account for 24 hours. Okay, so you need to make an account, and for all new accounts to actually be activated, you need to wait 24 hours. So you need to make an account, wait the 24 hours, and then you can actually post the service, right? So, but before your account is activated, you're still able to look around, and you're going to be able to look around at, you know, what I'm showing you. So you're going to make the account at d2jsp.org, right? You're going to make the account, boom. Now, when you're in here, you're going to see a bunch of different tabs. Now, a lot of these different tabs, some of them are for different games, right? This site is so old school. This is like a Diablo, Diablo 2, Diablo 3 site way before this very old site. So make sure, first of all, you're in the Diablo 4 tab, right? That makes sense. Now, what you're going to want to do next is go to your section, right? My section here, this says D4 softcore season trading. I play season softcore. If you're hardcore, you're going to want to click here. You know, whichever section you are, you're going to click on that section. Now, when you do that, this is going to pop up, right? It's just going to be a forum where people are trading, looking for groups, services, stuff like that. So up at the top here, you have an all. This is going to show you everything, okay? All of the posts, no matter what they are. This is FT. FT means for trade, right? This is where people are trading Duriel mats, right? And then you have in search of, this is where people are in search of, you know, items or Duriel mats. And then you have services. This is where people are basically killing Duriel or doing some sort of service. A level job would be a service, you know, killing the capstones, whatever, stuff like that. So what you're going to do is you're going to actually click on services here. Now, when you go to service, this is what you're going to see. These are all the service posts. Don't mind all the red. I did that before because I messed up the video. My mic was muted, so I had to redo it. So I'm going to get to all this in a second. But so I've actually highlighted the ones that are, you know, basically what I'm referring to, the Duriel runs, right? Where, you know, what I'm explaining now. But I just want to note that there is also other services in here, like, you know, service 1 through 50, rush, you know, capstones, rush you through capstones or nightmare dungeon, those sort of, you know, services, or looking for a group or whatever it is. Anyways, I've highlighted the ones here that are actually the Duriel runs, right? You can see this one, you know, the pricing. Now, when you click on these too, you know, it's going to go in and it's going to tell you the price, what they want, so I think I clicked on this one here. I think it was this 4 runs for 325. I think that's the one I clicked on. So I clicked on that, and this is what it's going to look like. First of all, the time marks here, you can see that this was found very quickly. He posted it, and then like a minute later, they all popped up. Now, bin, B-I-N, this right here, this is basically this guy, or bin means buy it now, right? That means, oh, I want to do this now, okay? So you can see that he posted this, and immediately a bunch of people came in and the game filled up, right? So what happened now is the host, the person who made the post, right? He made this, they all did it, and basically they private messaged each other. They messaged each other, and they passed their battle tags, and they all added each other to their friends list, and then they invited each other to the game, and they, all 4 of them went and killed Duriel, right? Now, only the one dude that posted actually has the mat. The other 3 dudes just sent him form gold that way, you know, for his service. So now, once he kills them, what he's going to do next is he's going to go back to JSP. He's going to go to For Trade, and he's going to click on, you know, something down here like this that says, you know, someone in the For Trade section that's trading mats, which everyone's trying to fight, you know, Duriel right now. So it's very common that there's, you know, hundreds of Duriel sets being traded out. So they're, you know, easy to get. So you're going to click on that. When you click on that, you're going to see this guy here. He's trading, and then, you know, it's kind of an auction. Auctions kind of take time, but honestly, I never really trade in that format. If this was me and I clicked here, I would have immediately just like private. I wouldn't have even have went down here, and maybe I would have, you know, actually bid or something like that, but unlikely. I would have just private messaged this guy and said, hey, I'll give you this amount, the amount that I needed for them, and he would have instantly said okay, and we would have got this trade done instantly. This is sort of like an auction format, but at the same time, trades are basically done immediately. You know, he probably sold all 3 of these within, you know, 5 minutes. Now, with that being said, okay, something that you need to basically watch out for, or not really watch out for, but like something that you need to know is, I want to scroll back up here. All of these services, these Duriel runs, I'm not sure, but if I click in them, they're basically all going to have the same ratio of how much gold they're asking for per run, basically give or take, right? And that ratio is reflective upon how much sets are actually selling for. So you can see everybody in here wanted these sets for 2,500. The reason why is because that's basically the going rate, which the majority of people are buying and selling, you know, about 2,400, let's say. So all of these up here are reflective of how much gold they need to get them. So with that being said, I do have a couple of tips that I do want to go over too. The first thing that I'm actually going to go over is people who don't want to pay real money. They're new to JSP. They have 0 gold. And the third thing that they do not have is, let's say you don't even have the Duriel materials, right? Oh, well, Ape, I don't even have Duriel materials to even do any of this stuff that you're talking about to begin with anyway. Okay, so I'm going to just scroll up here real quick and tell you what I would do, right? So we're going to scroll back up here real quick. Let me see if I can change the color on this. This one right here in green, right? Service, capstone, nightmare dungeon, I would simply, if I didn't have no Duriel mats, right? I would simply just make a service kind of like this, and I would make it something extremely easy too, like capstones. I would probably just do capstones, right? I'd make a capstone service, and I would just have it be whatever, you know, the going rate is that everyone else is selling capstones for. It's probably like a hundred gold. Let's say it's probably like 100 gold to get the capstone done. So I would just make a capstone thing, and then, you know, people are going to message me. We're going to add them. I'm going to clear the capstone. And, you know, I would only have to, you know, capstone, they'll probably give you like 100 form gold or something like that to clear the capstones out for them. So all I'd have to do, hypothetically here, is just clear the capstone out real quick for 10 people to get 1,000 form gold if I wanted to. If I absolutely had no other choice, starting from zero. So doing this sort of service is a really good way to get started when you don't even have mats. And might I add that you going and just clearing these capstones to actually get the materials is just period a time saver in of itself, because you would be a lot better off going and doing capstones and then just going and basically buying the Duriel materials and actually going in the real world and, you know, farming for the Duriel materials, unfortunately, right? So that alone is just going to save you time. So if you're grinding like that and you have absolutely nothing and you don't actually even have the, you know, slick eggs and shards of agony, the, you know, small amount that you need, if you do actually need to, you know, do the capstones, do that. Okay. So I'm going to go over some stuff here. Okay. Now, where do I want to scroll to? All right. So, I mean, I think you guys got this already, but I just, you know, want to make sure that you understand. Okay. And I'm actually going to take this off screen for a second as well. Okay. So, now that that's off screen here real quick, hey, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm not fucking around, yo. Like and subscribe. And at the bottom right of this video, I also have, you guys see that right there? I have, these are like my socials. This is where I've been streaming. I've actually been streaming a lot. I'm not really big of a streamer, but I've been trying it. Boom, I'm going to shrink that down there real quick. So, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So, so I just want to make sure you guys understand real quick, and this is what you're going to need to do, right? So when you're in JSP, something that you're going to actually need to do is you're going to actually have to go to the for trade section and look around and see, you know, how much are these things selling for. You know, maybe private message somebody or just, you know, look through the 10 posts and you're going to see there's going to be a number. For example, I'm going to give you the current numbers so maybe we can think this through for a second. So the current numbers is one set trades for about 240 form gold, right? So in order to do 10 sets, right? 10 sets at 240 form gold is going to be 240 times 10, right? So it cost about 2,400 form gold to run the 10 Duriel runs, okay? So if you got 3 people that you're going to do this farm with, that means you would need to divide that 2,400 by 3, okay? You get 800, right? So that means when you're doing that service, if you're getting the sets for 2,400 form gold, that you need to be selling those seats for 800. Now, since that's the going rate, since all these sets are selling for 2,400, give or take, when you look at other Duriel services, people are also going to be selling them for 800, okay? And if your prices are different than what other people's prices are, you need to take a second and make sure you're doing this right, because it's actually pretty simple. You just need to make sure you're getting your money back on the materials. With that being said, okay, what I'm going to do here is actually, I don't want to get too off topic, but hear me out. You can actually make a profit off of this, but it'd be a small profit, right? So if sets are being traded for, 2,400 for 10, and you need 800 from each player, okay? Well, you could make a post for selling them for 1,000. Now, if everyone else is selling for 800 and you make a post for selling for 1,000, no one is going to hit your post. Okay, you're asking for too much profit, and no one is going to hit your post. You'll never find players trying to sell for that and making that much profit. You'll never do it. No one will ever hit your post. Now, let's say you did something like 825 per seat, okay? Or 850 per seat or something like that. People are still going to join your post in like it's nothing, right? Because there is some kind of a fluctuation of how much sets are sold for. Sets, sometimes people get them cheaper, rarely. Sometimes people get them more expensive, rarely. So, a 750 through 900 type of range is kind of accepted, right? So, yeah, so the whole point here though is you could do like 825 per each one of them, and each time you go and rebuy, you're going to have an extra 75 form gold left over. That's eventually going to build up. Okay, now I know this is a little off topic, but I do just want to talk about this. So with that extra form gold, you can buy a bunch of other stuff. Okay, you could buy a couple billion gold or something. That way it's easier for you to do whatever you can. Now I don't want to go too off topic, but there's a lot of stuff you can do with that form gold, right? Including buy real life stuff. Okay, if there's a new game coming out, Diablo, let's say Diablo 5 came out, right? You can buy Diablo 5 with form gold. Okay, my Diablo 4s, I didn't pay for any of my Diablo 4s with actual money. Okay, I used form gold to buy money. If a new Call of Duty's coming out, you can pay for Call of Duty with form gold. You can whatever. Okay, there's all that in the form and whatnot, and that's just what you do, how you do it, or whatever, right? So with that being said, there's a lot of extra stuff that you can do with this form gold. And so we got the profit section out. We got the 800 would be breaking even. Okay. Now, what else you can do is the next step is you could actually take a loss. Okay. Taking a loss, I would set it up so I would never take a loss. I would just never do a deal where I was taking a loss. But sometimes I've actually purposely wanted to take a loss, and it's a bit confusing, but I'm going to tell you why. So sometimes, depending on what I'm doing, I don't even care if I take a loss. And sometimes, how do I say it? So sometimes I want to. Sometimes it will take 2 or 3 minutes to actually find players. Once in a while, if once in a while too, someone else will come in and he's offering cheaper and everyone's hitting his. But I mean, once his game fills up, then everyone else is just at normal prices buying at normal. So once in a while though, you could take a loss. Like say you needed the 800 to remake, right? Let's say you needed 800 from each player to remake to get that 2400. What you could do is accept something like 775, right? So you'd be 75, you'd be 75 form gold short from a rebuy, right? Well, let's say last time you did it, you made 75 form gold profit, though you were asking for 825, or you've built up form gold over time. You can kind of do something like that if you really want games to fill up instantly. Like, because if you post something under market value where you're technically going to be taking a loss, they're gonna spam your thread. You're gonna like make that post and there's gonna be a bunch of people who want to join you and play you instantly. It's still like that if you're breaking even, but once in a while once in a great while, I do have to wait a couple minutes for the game to actually fill. Before I let you guys go here, there are some more things that I want to actually go in depth and talk about. So you can definitely get scammed on this site. 100% you can definitely get scammed. Now, to prevent getting scammed, this is what is done, okay? Because this is a basically someone's got to go first system, okay? I'm a 2007, okay? I'm a 2007, and I have never been scammed, ever. That's because there's basically systems in place you can do to never get scammed. But I've definitely heard of people getting scammed before. It's because they're idiots, right? Anyways, so first of all, and this what I'm about to say is not a normal. First of all, when I'm offering a Duriel service, right, and I'm using my mats, okay, these other people that I'm doing these services with, they are paying me first. I am not opening any Duriel fight. We're not continuing with the fight until all 3 people have sent me their farm gold. With that being said, okay, that's also not uncommon. That is the normal practice. What is uncommon, if there is a player in your group that wants to pay you afterwards, that would be uncommon, okay? So I have that sometimes. I tell them straight up. I'm like, no. And 2, it tells what date they joined. And I know for some of you who are just joining, this is unfortunate, but I don't want to say 2023s and 2024s are less trustworthy, but they're not given the benefit of the doubt. Like, usually the old people with old accounts, like I'm a 2007, okay? I'm a 2007, so generally speaking, players don't really have issues on me going last because they know I'm not going to scam them because I'm on a 20-year-old account. You know what I'm saying? But if, let's say you sign up, right? Let's say you sign up and you're on a day-old account. People are probably going to ask you to go first. They're going to want you. This is for a trade. This isn't for the Duriel service. For the Duriel service, they would still be paying you up front. But if you wanted to, like, give them an item or something, they would probably want that item first. Or the Duriel mats, right? When you actually go to trade for the Duriel mats, they're going to probably request that you send the farm gold to them before they give you the mats. Now, this is a part where you could get scammed. Now, this is what I would do to prevent getting scammed. I would simply check who I'm trading with, okay? If I'm trading with an account that is brand new, well, first of all, I just want to go ahead and actually say, first of all, if you really wanted to, you could get a mediator for any trade, okay? And that's basically someone who works at JSP will come in to your game and he'll give you the mats, and it'll be a third person who is exchanging that works with the site that, you know, it would be a 100% safe trade for you. I usually never do that. But you could do that if you wanted to, if you're a little sketch, right? Especially for a bigger trade. Now, where was I getting at? So, oh yeah, so the people who, oh my god, I forgot what I was saying. Good knows, don't wreck the video. Oh no, right? So what was I saying here? So on JSP, right, when you're going to get them mats or them materials or whatever, they're gonna want you to go first. So when if you don't want to get you know, someone to act, a third party in to help you, I think that's fine. I think you're going to be safe. There's not really people out there scamming. While there is people out there scamming, there's really not people out there scamming. So what you're going to want to do is just whoever you're trading with, everybody, you know what, actually, let me actually pull this up. This would actually work perfect. I can actually pull this up on screen for you, right? Is it right there? Oh, it's right there. Okay, so let me see if, Okay, so let's give this for an example right here. Okay, let's say right here. Okay, yeah, this is a perfect example because this is the example I gave earlier where this guy is actually selling materials. Okay, this guy here is selling materials. Now, let's take a look at some of these accounts. Okay, first of all, when I clicked on, the Duriel sets when I was going to rebuy, okay, this is the guy that's selling them, okay? This is the guy here that's selling them. Now, the first thing I'm going to look at here when I'm doing a trade is this joined date, okay? This guy is a 2012, so his account is what? Over 10 years old. It's over 10 years old. So he would still pay me first, but the thing is, if it wasn't me, if I was in your situation, I would feel comfortable trading with this guy because he's a 2012 with a bunch of form gold. Okay, so he's on a really old account with a, he's not going to risk losing all of this, right? So next down here, you can see this guy's a 2004 with a bunch of form gold. Now, this guy down here, a little different situation. Yes, he does have a bit of form gold, but he's on a 2012 account, so his account isn't that old, right? So this would be a little bit more risky person to trade with, right? This guy's a 2001. Now, I'm not saying, new people, but, that's just the risk assessment. I'm just trying to point out, I know, some of you are going to be new signing up there. I'm just, and here's a 2003 at the very bottom. I'm sorry, 2023 at the very bottom. And soon there's going to be 2024s. I'm just pointing out how you can feel a little bit safer trading. Oh, this guy's a 2012, this guy's a 2008, this guy's a 2004, whatever. And then just kind of note that, when you do see a 2003, or I'm sorry, not 2003, a 2024, in a month, when you see that new account, be a little skeptical, take precaution when trading. That way you don't get scammed and you don't go through, Other than that, though, I've never been scammed, so, yeah, let's shrink that down. I think that might be it. Oh yeah, very important. Oh, I almost forgot. Do not forget to like and subscribe on this video, right? Smash that like, smash that subscribe. I think that is just about all the tips that I had at this time for it. Yeah, with that being said, hey, it's your boy Ape. Smash that like and subscribe, and I am going to be gone.